Hi, everyone. I am Dr. Diane Hayden, and you are listening to the Dr. Diane Show. Stay with us for the next half hour where we explore revolutionary expansion of mind, body, and soul. Each time on the Dr. Diane Show, we have experts from around the country discussing cutting edge topics on longevity medicine, natural health, mindset, spirituality, and soul purpose to help you shift your perspective and become a mindset warrior like me. I'm excited today to have Agnes Daddona on. She is one of the best psychic mediums in New England. The gift of intuition runs in her family for generations. For more than 20 years, Agnes has worked with thousands of people worldwide through psychic readings, mediumship, channeling angels, counseling, healing, and teaching in English and Polish. Agnes has transformed many people's lives to meet their dreams, and she continues to solve the most difficult issues for people when it seems like no one else can help. So welcome, Agnes. How are you today?
Pretty good. Pleasure to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So this is going to be fascinating. I'm sure, you and I could talk for hours. We only have a half an
Yes,
hour, but I
yes.
think I think what people are going to want to know is how really are you different? How would you say you're different from other psychics or mediums that are practicing?
That's a good question, Diane. I think, first of all, I think I'm like a full rainbow, because I am psychic, I'm medium, I'm intuitive counselor, I'm a healer, I'm life coach, I'm spiritual teacher. So I really have that full rainbow. But the most importantly, is my gift. And this gift runs for generations in my family, from my grandmother to my mother to me. And it is unique in a way that I channel the spirit guides and angels, and every single soul, just a quick note, has those divine supporters. So I am a person who not necessarily needs cards. I just tune in with your date of birth and I see pretty much the full spectrum, your soul history, your gifts, your talents, your blocks, your fears, everything is right there. And I may occasionally pick an angel card in the end of the reading, and I let my client pick it. So it's kind of a nice confirmation for what's already been said. They get a nice confirmation. They actually have that feeling that, oh my God, angels are really working with them. I think another factor which is strong about me, that I'm highly educated, and I studied psychology, sociology, I have my master's, and, I use that therapeutic foundation in my reading as well, because it's not only what I say, but how it's said to empower the client, to make them feel good. I try to keep always positive aura around my reading, so clients really feel like, oh my goodness, even though I have little things to work on or little soul lessons, they feel fully empowered to do that, and they know the path, they have clarity, and it just, they leave me with that good feeling and hope. And finally, I think another aspect of me which is very strong is that I studied with the best teachers and on this planet, and I've been through very ancient teachings. Like I started with kahunas in Hawaii, to very modern, newest therapies and technologies. So I'm kind of like, I'm a marriage, I'm like a bridge between the old and the new. And I think it's fascinating because we need all those tools right now, to move forward as the planet is going through ascension. So, all those little beautiful qualities of me can offer really wonderful support for a client who comes through my door and has that initial, intuitive reading.
Yeah. And I've worked with you, so I can attest to that for sure. And I think that, from my perspective, what makes you different is that as compared to other intuitives that I've been to, I feel like a lot of times they will just kind of tell you, what they're intuiting or
Mhm.
what they're channeling or whatnot. But then that's it. Like they just give you the information and okay, bye. Right. So with you, I feel like you were saying, there's more teaching, there's more lessons, there's more, you're helping that individual person or soul
Yes.
to grow essentially. So
Yes.
it's not just giving them this information and then, they do what they do nothing with it or, it's really helping them. Okay, how do you integrate this? How can you now, get to another, growth level with your sole purpose on this planet? And you also have a lot of modalities that you, way more than what I've seen in other, with other practitioners, as far as helping that, like helping the healing process and all of that.
Yes.
But when you were talking, there was one thing I thought, oh, we should define this, because I bet there's people out there listening to this that don't know. What is the difference between a psychic and a medium?
Yes.
What's your definition of those two?
It's quite a big. So and there is actually flavors in between as well. So psychic is a person who is gifted, who in my opinion, it's a channel and can see the future, can see aura, can see chakras, can see energies, can see, you know how I work. You give me date of birth, I go to your friends, to your parents, I check, I tell you everything, what's going on. So basically I see. Okay, so that's psychic. Medium is someone who communicates with the other side. That means loved ones on the other side, people who passed on. And that happens in my readings quite a bit. We have visitations, and this grandma or a mom or dad, whoever's on the other side, comes, and there's messages of love, and sometimes deep transformations and healings happen. So medium is someone who connects you to the loved one who's on the other side. Medium doesn't necessarily have to be psychic, because they are peeps who can only do mediumship, and psychic doesn't necessarily have to be medium. And I am lucky because I'm both. And there is also, of course, there is medical intuitives who can see illnesses and, what's not working in a physical body and energy body. I also have that gift, but, there is quite variations of how everybody is a little bit different, and how they are gifted. And also, I think with particular psychics or medium, what channels are open, because I am a kind of one-stop shop. I see physics, I see angels, I see, I had that third eye. I actually have visions. I hear, I taste, I sense. So all my channels are open, but sometimes people can only feel.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people can only see. So everybody is different. I'm just kind of like that's why I always laugh, my clients are like, Agnes, you're one-stop shop, because I'm a full rainbow. I have all these amazing qualities, and depending on the needs of my client, I use them to help them the best I can.
Right. So, I mean, just in hearing you talk about how this is passed down to from generations, I mean, obviously it's truly a gift. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, why do you do your work? But I'm wondering if the question should be, did you really have a choice?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay. How do I say it? I am very old soul. And I knew since I exist, that I sense that I have some kind of higher soul mission, because I always wanted to help people. And my very first idea was to become a lawyer. And that's why, I studied law. And
Now that would have been interesting.
I know, I have that tool too. So, that wasn't really a fit. So I switched to sociology, psychology. I was seeking, my soul was taking me higher and higher. And there was a time when I thought I'm already, all set. I worked in New York in a private clinic, in a therapeutic setting. I started doing my PhD. I thought I have such a clear path. And all of a sudden, visions, angels, dreams, all that happened very intensively, saying, leave this, go here. And, over 20 years ago, that was not an easy thing to do. And spirituality wasn't what it is today. So I was kind of resisting. And, my story, one day I was driving, and make the long story short, I was in a car accident when two cars hit me. My car literally flattened. I came out of this accident with not even a scratch. And I heard that angelic voice. It's like, are you ready now? And I'm like, holy cannoli. I was raised Catholic, so for me, it was like, that was an eye opener. And my journey started. I took it very seriously. You can't ignore it at this point. And yes, it required sacrifice to make room for the gift and to truly be able to serve. But, I am also very old soul in the fact that I've suffered many difficulties and traumas, and the true path of a healer. And so I know how it is to be on the other side. I know both sides, how to help the person, because also lived through quite a bit. And I think the choice, it's not sudden as we may think. Oh my God, of course, my mom, my grandma, but why? I probably worked on this for lifetimes, to really bloom in this lifetime. And I truly think with the ascension, more people will be awakened, and they will be called to do healing work, and similar gifts may actually surface. So I'm excited because we need definitely support for this planet of ours and us.
Yes, we can only hope that happens.
It's
For
happening.
sure, for sure.
It's happening.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful support. So as much as we are birthing ourselves through those harder pieces, we definitely are going higher towards the light, and planet will look a little bit better in the future, for sure.
Good. That is so good to hear. So what can someone expect the first time they come to you? Or what do you have like requirements for people?
Yes, I always encourage a person to really prepare for the reading, because it's a big journey. I like to see even a little list with questions, because when I take you super high. I create a picture, your soul lessons, your soul history, your gifts and talents. I find, I take you through the journey of the chakras. I see what's working in your life, what's not working. Like I take very first initial part of my reading to just create a bigger picture of you, so you start understanding. It's like, oh, that's why all these things are happening. That's why I'm stuck. That's why, this is happening, that happening. So, then we go to the questions, and which many of them will be probably answered by then, but it's still good to go and ask those questions, because I always want to make sure I answer clearly all the most burning questions for my clients. So when they leave, they feel like, oh, they feel like truth is being revealed. They have a clear path. They know why, they know who, they know how to heal. I actually send them with already, if they need help, if they need support. If I see with angelic help, I can actually support them. Like you said, I don't just do reading. I say, Hannah, if there is something to heal, what I do, I sit with this beautiful client of mine, spirit guides and angels, and we together design a divine recommendation, which is the next step in their whole healing journey. And that can be very, very unique for that individual. So I kind of send my client with already a draft of It's like, this will be wonderful to do because it will open your door. You will be able to manifest love or heal on a physical level or improve your finances or, your health, whatever that is, whatever, the issue is. And, people come to me not only because they want to know about their future, they actually quite a bit come because they have this burning question. Did you ever have a question which is like, oh, I can't, why this is happening, right? Or you were kind of like, I really want to create this or manifest this and I feel stuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I do. And I think that's why people, I'm quite, popular in a, my intuitive readings are quite popular and my business is so successful because I give a quick answers, quick solutions. Sometimes people are cooking for 10, 20, 30 years. They're running all over the place and they can't find, and I'm like, boom, honey, this is what it is. And this is how to approach it. Sometimes the roots are a little bit deeper. We need to do a little healing, but it's that truly, amazing momentum in this moment. The person is already going through some kind of transformation because, when you hit that spot, it's like 100 bricks come off your back, and it's like, oh my God, the healing is possible. I can actually move forward. I can, be happy. I can be healthy. I can find that love. I can make more money. So I love activating my clients' higher soul purpose. I love activating their gifts. I love activating their potential. So that's actually, I also specialize in removing the roots, the blocks, the fears, the subconscious, the energetic. I mean, we are such a matrix. All those things are so entangled, and sometimes what we think it's on a physical level, we find out the block is on emotional level, right? So and sometimes we think no, it's an emotional level, and it's actually on a soul level. So it's amazing how that comes together when we really open this very comprehensive picture. It's almost like a blank canvas, and I'm painting for my client a picture. They can see themselves who they really are in a mirror, and it's a quite profound experience.
I love that because I think a lot of times most of us look in the mirror and all we do is judge and all we think about is negative. And
Yeah.
that's why I think we get stuck, honestly, whether it's a health issue or a money issue or a relationship issue, is we just keep going around and around with the same habits, the same patterns, the same thoughts.
Yes.
And we know, I think we know at a soul level how to get out of these things, but we just can't get past the conscious mind and its constant rambling
Yes.
that
True.
keeps us that keeps us blocked and keeps us
In a loop.
believing these limiting beliefs and all that.
Mhm. Yeah, and I think you're right. Change is not easy because first of all, seeing yourself correctly, it's not easy at all. It's the hardest thing you can do. It's so much easier to see someone else, but I'm not even talking about the big picture, even from the practical perspective. But, when you see yourself fully, something happens. All of a sudden, you have solutions. All of a sudden, you have answers. All of a sudden, this hope opens up and you can start moving forward. And yeah, sometimes we are our best, friend, or we are our best enemy, depending on the issue. But I think the most important is to truly have a full understanding and look how is that looking on a soul level. So I always like to say, we need to know what's happening on the other side for us to be able to navigate this one better.
Mhm.
That's how we gain true direction. Who are we? Why we are here? What we're supposed to do? And the fears go away, the blocks go away, the stuckness goes away, because now we are truly on our high soul purpose. And it's like, oh, that feels good. I'm in the
Yeah.
right place. And then you have always confirmations from spirit. You get deja vus and signs and synchronicities, and I mean, imagine you activate this part of you, which I love activating for people, because then they start living differently. They don't live being guided by their ego or their heart. They actually start living being guided by their own soul, which we know soul is like a little intuition, soul. Then we go to spirit guides and angels, then it's archangels and God. So that's how we go when we go up, right? We start living being divinely guided, and the life of my clients changes so rapidly. And the most important, I always like wait for that momentum. This is quite a treat for me. So we work with my clients and we push through those blocks, and all of a sudden there is this dream, there is this transformation, there is this healing, there is this manifestation. And my client always goes, oh my God, oh my God, I don't know how this happened. So I'm like, I know, because I was pushing from the other side. I'm like, do you
Exactly.
when you
Yeah.
came the first time? We did a lot of soul work, and it's so rewarding. But they always say that, and I always laugh. So it's amazing. And I think anchoring in us the positivity, the hope, that we are here really soul, having a physical experience. It's
Right.
very, very important to know, because you look at your entire life completely different. So peeps come to me and they say, Agnes, oh my God, this is like the worst, this is horrible, this is negative, this is bad. I'm like, honey, hold on, hold your horses. Let's go up. Let's ask your spirit guides and angels. Let me show you how that looks from above. And then all this big trauma, 20, 30 years, 10 years, it looks so small when we look from a different perspective, and actually so unimportant at times.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, at times it's something which requires a little bit more love and healing and cleansing, and maybe I like to call it higher alignment, but it definitely, the perspective changes everything, can change everything very, very quickly. So
Yeah.
I'm delivering that higher perspective, because we have to remember who we are. We have to remember that we are beautiful souls. We have to remember that we came from light. We are light. And I think that's important I love activating that particle in my clients, because you're right. It's almost like it's a little dusty sometimes. And we need to take that dust off and make it nice and
Right. Remember who you are.
yeah, and even bigger picture, who you want to become, right?
Yeah.
Who you want to become in this lifetime, in this reality, while you're here. What gifts do you have? How can you serve better yourself to become more happy, more fulfilled, but also other people around you, but also our planet, which we are all being called to help on a global level.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would imagine people come to you for all different things, like, health issues, money, relationship, you name it. But I'm
Mhm.
curious to know, like, what are you seeing now? Is there more of a particular type of client that's coming to you,
Yeah.
or like similar issues, or like what are you finding is the type of client that is being attracted to you now?
This is really good question, because we are going through a very difficult last few years, where not only we have those flavors of what on earth is happening, right? We also going through ascension. That means there's more energy on the planet, energy of light, and it goes deeper. And when it goes deeper, it kind of brings that debris, the things which we need to work, and that karma and all these lessons to the surface.
Mhm.
So We are already a little stretched with everything what's happening, plus this is happening. So I would definitely say in the last, especially the end of the year, was very intense, and a lot of people, I say it in a positive way. I called it popcorn because everybody was just popping, okay, literally popping. A lot of people popped in my waiting room. They
Oh my
didn't
God.
even make it to my treatment room. But I like it because, you know, sometimes it was so needed. Some people wait so long to do the soul work to help themselves. They have difficulty asking for help. And sometimes asking for help already brings the spirit guides and angels. And, you know, they come to me. I am right there 100% to help them because they are actually giving permission for the transformation to happen. So, you know, the people who do soul work, they're actually holding pretty good, you know. So I think we are all called to cleanse, heal, balance, you know, really shift ourselves to that next level, which we are becoming, you know, really high frequency, you know, human being. We are really getting rid of the, you know, karma, the heavy layers. We don't need to repeat those lessons of the past. This is all what's happening on the planet. It's really like a pressure cooker, you know. It's really making us to think more about who are we as humanity, you know, what we want to do next, and realizing our potential. And sometimes we have to have a little hardship, little pain, because it stops us and makes us think and analyze and find those answers and work on ourselves. So I think as you know, I have such a big heart and I love people so much. And, you know, helping people gives me the most joy and it's my passion. But it was hard for me to see that much pain, you know, in people. So I'm really hoping that this next year already will bring a little ease, and you know, we will go through the same transitions because we will still be ascending, but with a little bit lighter approach. And you know, so yeah, so yes, there is definitely intensity. And I only want to add one more thing. More and more people come to me with like really those big questions. It's not, look what's going to happen next year or this year. I had a lot of readings, usually in January, where it's like, oh, Agnes, what's going to happen this year for me? Everybody wants a reading, you know, on the first month of the year. Now it's like, Agnes, why am I even here? Like,
Yeah.
what's my life about? Like, what's my soul purpose? I'm like, oh, we are
Now we
really
got the good stuff.
this is deep, this is good. So you know, on the side I celebrate a little bit because I'm like, I definitely see a lot of more men coming to me. I see a lot of more teenagers because I work with teenagers and sensitive kids as well. I see the new generation is waking up as well. So there's definitely good signs. And, you know, I work with thousands of people all over the world. So it's not only here in America or in Poland because I'm Polish, but also everywhere. And I see those waves and, you know, I connect the dots. I'm like, you know what, as hard as it is to witness our reality right now, we are really shifting and ascending, and something wonderful, it's happening. We're cleansing, we are healing, we are balancing, we are growing, we are definitely, you know, doing our homework right now.
Yeah. I was thinking that that's what you were going to say, that people are now more interested in learning about what their soul purpose is and how they can really, you know, grow and learn the soul lessons that they came here to learn. And the reason I say that is because in the last year or two, I can't believe how many people have moved out of a career that they just were really never happy with or became unhappy with and finally decided to do something with more purpose in it. Like there are so many more new holistic practitioners. I mean, you name it, more
Yes.
naturopaths, you know, medical physicians, MDs changing to functional medicine, people going down the road of a spiritual practice. I mean, it's like I've been doing this magazine for over 16 years, and I'm telling you, I haven't seen anything like this in the last year or two, just the volume of people who are making these changes and really now coming from a place of really wanting to fulfill their soul purpose, which I think is just amazing.
Yes, and I think, there is a strong call for all the old souls, high souls, as I call them. And, the true healing for the planet is so much needed. So a lot of these beautiful individuals are waking up and trying to do, making this planet a little bit better experience for us all.
Yeah. So it is really amazing to see and to watch, and it's exciting for us because I think you and I are very similar like that. We want people to be living their dream, their soul purpose, and to
Yes.
feel like they're here for a reason and to know what that reason is.
Yes, and I think in my practice even, I enjoy both ends. So I love removing those roots of traumas and those blocks, and because I see that relief, that that joy comes back to my client. Literally, I see it in their eyes, in their face, I see it in their energy field. So I celebrate those moments, And also the other moment is when I get into that point where we cleanse a little bit, we heal the parts, and now we are going to that level of manifestation. Not maybe of their wants, although I respect that, but also maybe even more of their needs, true needs, and seeing, stepping into that role of a creator and truly, moving, and it's almost like the message is like, life is short. Look what's happening. Let me do it now, because you know what I mean? I don't know what the world will do tomorrow. So there is definitely enhanced energy. And I love to see that, because I'm like, yes, and I definitely see, and not only professions, but I see people are truly intensively seeking those soulmate relationships. People are trying to figure it out, how to heal, how to, everybody has a different unique situation, but there is definitely that need, that enhanced need to balance something, to heal something, to move forward, to really become that, probably on a soul level and subconsciously become that best version of yourself, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's that's what I'm saying. I enjoy both places with my clients, the beginner, where we have to cleanse a little bit, but also the final stage, as I call it, and I take them through cleansing, healing, and boom, there is the activation of the full potential and manifestation of their dreams.
Yeah. That is awesome. So of course, people are going to want to know how they can reach out to you and find you. And you do sessions, services in person as well, obviously in person, because you have a great, beautiful facility in Avon, Connecticut, and you have many different treatment rooms and modalities that you're doing in addition to, the sessions that you do with people. So obviously you see people in person, but you also do virtual work. So how can people get in touch with you, find out more about you?
So basically, yes, I do have a beautiful spa in Avon, right in the center of Avon, and with, yes, many amazing modalities, and even the energy of my spa, I hold it very high. So it's nice to always see me in person. People travel from different states to see me. But I want to clarify that I do Zoom and phone sessions. And for me personally, as the quality of the experience is really the same as in person, because what I do, I ask for the date of birth, and I tune in, to that person's soul. I listen to their spirit guides and angels. So there is not really a requirement that I have to be in front of me in my spa. I mean, people call me from all over the world, and they have the same results as the people who come and see me in person. So that's the beautiful think about my work, that we can really do so much in so many different ways. And yes, I have a beautiful website too, where everybody can go, agnesdaddona.com, and everybody can see, I have beautiful pictures, and that initial feeling you get right away, because the website, of course, it vibrates my energy. It's me, it's
Right.
really me in pictures. So that's always nice to see and feel, if your soul is calling to have such a amazing experience. And I also have my phone, which is 860-941-2667. And if someone has a question or wants to text me, call, that's fine too. I'm happy to answer and be there for people, and maybe invite them in my world if they are ready for a bigger transformation.
Sounds like many people are these days. So that's awesome. Cool. Well, that's great. So people can go visit your website, www.agnesdaddona. That's AGNESDADDONA.com. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. This has been awesome. As always, we could spend hours
I know.
on a
I
Zoom.
truly enjoyed it, and I'm honored, to be on your little show, and be able to bring my energy humbly, to let people know that, yeah, I'm here in Avon. I am loving people and serving people, and if someone feels that call, I'm available.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, Agnes. It's been a pleasure. And thank you, everybody, for watching this show. We will see you back here next time on the Dr. Diane Show. Hope everybody has an awesome week.